Good afternoon. In spirit of Samhain, the season of the witch, the season of Michael Myers, the season of the blood man returns to Haddonfield. Anyway. Anyway, how the fuck is it going? It's Rodogress 78. And I have a head twitch. Go, 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 get. Well, good day, good evening, it is evening, yeah. This is a quality intro, I know, yes. Lucky for us, we have the Buffini here. He's gonna tell you about the Halloween spirit. Put on some more light. I'm not that drunk, I promise, guys. So, yeah, you know. Did I say hi and welcome to the fucking shit show already? Or, yeah. Oh my goodness! Beer everywhere. This is great. I love this. This one was just for the start of the background here away. Now we're gonna move a little bit over here. Put some more lights. Yeah. There's beer on my floor now. Well, guess I have to suit myself. We take it another time. So, it's Monday. How the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah. I'm just up to my usual tricks, I guess. I also been sick. And now I drink some beer. But I'm doing pretty fine. So haven't been in school for a few days. What the fuck have I missed? A bunch of shit. What the fuck have I missed? A bunch of shit. Yeah. Anyway, so why the fuck did I do this? Well, I was thinking of doing some kind of fucking video, and oh, actually, the bullshit is actually part of my ingenious, diabolical, evil plan. You know, the running hour. I will get that sweet running hour if I just sit here and go. Anyway, words. Crankety, 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 crankety. Dorcas Shepherd. With Dorcas. Buffy. I need my sidekick. For a bit.
Buffy will tell you about the spirit of Michael Myers.
I don't wanna dance. Okay, that is fitting. A fucking cat ad. Oh boy. I haven't done this in a shit long time, son. How the fuck do I do this now again? I sit here in the front and I talk about stuff. And what the fuck was the point of this video? Can you shut the fuck up? Oh yeah, fine. I'm gonna let out the Buffy. And then we're gonna bring in Carrie instead. She's perfectly black, in time for the season. Hey Carrie, have some beer. You want some beer? Yes.
Anyway, how you doing, guys? How the fuck are you doing, guys? Bitches and fuckwits and... It's the Galactic Ludogorous 78.
Yes. Told you my name. I got the sniffles. I'm related to Eric Harrison,
The Death Twitch.
Okay, so I recently put out my new teaser for Halloween 22. So I thought it would be appropriate to just do some kind of update video, or just video in general. Excuse me, lady. Video in general where I just sit and talk about stuff concerning Halloween and the future of my Halloween movies. So, yeah. So the new teaser trailer is out. It's the third teaser now for Halloween 22, and yeah, so what is going on with the franchise? What are my ideas, my plans? Well, as it looks right now, I'm kinda stuck in this apartment. Also, we got the fucking corona shit right now, so it makes, movie making in general a little bit trickier, like you might figure. Also, my sweet home of Tales right now is, well, how do I put this? It's dusty. My room is very fucking dusty. Which means that it's kinda fucking with my lungs a little bit. The last time I was there just to pack some things up, I got a bunch of dust mites in my system, and it was a bit tough to deal with. So the home is too fucking dusty, so someone should clean that shit up. Or is it anything with corona? I don't think so. No. 14 minutes. Yeah, so anyway, my home is dusty and it's fucking with my lungs. It's giving me dust mites in my system, and it makes working a little bit trickier. So, yeah. I should have like a day where I just vacuum the shit out of my room and, closet and stuff. Yeah. Of course, the dust is also covering all the stuff that I use for movies, because right now I have all my clothes and props and everything I use for most of my Halloween movies is in that closet, so but yeah. Well, so other than that, then as I see it right now, most of Halloween 22 would take place in this apartment and the town I live in. I'll figure out some places where I can shoot some stuff. And yeah.
The music will continue after this ad.
Corona, 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 corona. And I drink corona to survive the corona. I drink corona beer. So I have a bunch of corona in my system. And I can speak. This is where I'm supposed to put my face, right? Yeah? Oh, Nelly. If I remember how to do this shit now again. How you liking this bullshit so far? Are you enjoying it? I hope so. Are you enjoying this? Are you enjoying this? Huh? Are you enjoying this? Yes. Yeah, anyway, so we're talking Halloween 22. Yeah, so I figured the most of the movie would take place in my apartment and Nicole Levy. Somehow, I already came up with some death scenes ideas, like there's at least gonna be one scene where Michael Myers kills someone on my balcony, so that's gonna be pretty cool, I think. And yeah.
That's a nice ass.
If you're wondering what the fuck I'm talking about, I get these fucking notifications on my fiance's computer that I'm using right now, and it's tough. It never ends. Let me do my walk. Oh yes, I'm wearing a Bambi shirt, but it's not just a Bambi shirt. If you start to look, where the fuck did my chair go? Come here. Okay, this escalated. The fucking drums and shit going on right now. This is pretty nice. Oh, the sniffles. Yeah, so the sum up of what I'm trying to say is I'll figure out something concerning Halloween 22 and I'll do something. Yes, exactly. It's gonna be great, folks. It's gonna be great. Look at the flowers! The flowers that are somewhere. Look at this bitch. Look at this bitch. What the fuck is that? Ooh, that pumpkin. Yee. Oh, is that another ad I see? Yes. Anyway, so, right. When it comes to the plot of Halloween 22, then it would be, you know, basically a continuation of the previous one. This I also talked about in my previous update video. That is kind of like this one. Stuff. But yeah. So yeah, the plot would be a continuation, so it's just gonna be this uncle searching for revenge for Michael killing his nephew? Yeah, nephew, yeah. And yeah. And then I'll sprinkle in some Dr. Loomis, because I know that you people really like Dr. Loomis, so thank you for that. Or if no one else likes Dr. Loomis, I know there's at least one guy out there that likes Dr. Loomis. I am. Drop the bass. Anyway, me and my tongue fuck up. If you want to the way podcast, the tongue is out. Whoa! Anyway, as I was fucking trying to say, I know there's at least one guy out there that appreciates my Dr. Loomis. And I thank you for that. That's very nice. I appreciate it. It's appreciated. So yeah, there's obviously gonna be Dr. Loomis in this one. And yeah, I actually have some stuff planned that will be future teasers, but it's not the same kind of teaser. It's more of a clip teaser, a video teaser, a scene teaser from inside the movie. Yeah. Where, you know, Dr. Loomis just might appear. Michael! Yeah. And yeah. That I guess it will be sometime in October. I guess that would be appropriate. If not sooner, it will most likely appear in October somewhere. It will be uploaded then in October. And yeah, stuff. Stuff. But yeah, I have some things in mind to do. I'm gonna do something. 22. I can't count either. Or maybe it's because I'm drunk. Or a little bit tipsy. 27 minutes, I meant. I did the same shit when my fiance was asking for a number. What was this? A number of which would be I don't know, let's say it was 57, and for whatever fucking reason I said 22. Yes, it makes sense. Look at the shit. Yeah, so the other thing I wanted to do with this video is to read some stories. More specifically, in one of my many ideas, I also had this idea of doing these kind of videos where I read spook stories or ghost stories. And back in the day, I had at least one video where I read a story that I had written myself. I believe it's called something like The Door Which Do Not Enter. Shark and zombie. Kaboom explosion. Flames. Fun. But yeah, I had this video where I read one of my written ghost stories. And, you know, I was supposed to do more of those, but I didn't. For whatever reason. So I had an idea. Let's swap two flies into one
and read some Herbert West, the original tales from H.P. Lovecraft.
Tales of Herbert West.
Reanimator.
You might be familiar with this story. I found this one on eBay. It's pretty nice. And I also like that even though it's the original Herbert West story, which is a lot more tragic and darker than the Reanimator movies, they still used Jeffrey Combs' face on this, which makes everything a little bit funnier. Also, what the fuck is this back cover? Well, it's something. That's nice cleavage. And the guy has almost as much cleavage, even though it's not cleavage. And they're both dressed in black. And then we have the spaghetti monster, the spaghetti god, that you shall obey and pray to.
Before it's too late, it's gonna give you pasta bolognese
Up your nose, and then up between your toes. Like this. I actually love this illustration, it's pretty dope. Here we have fucking Dan, exactly like he looks in the movie, and the actor, whatever his name is now again. And here we have the fabulous Jeffrey Combs again. Also here, it's just straight up Herbert West as we know him from the movies. That's kind of funny. I think so, at least. Oh, what's this? Another fucking ad. But this time it's for
Avast antivirus.
So anyway, I had the idea to read something, but for being a little bit original, I'm not gonna read from the start of the story. I'm gonna pick out something random. I'm gonna pick out a random chapter and we're gonna dig ourselves through that one. Yeah, this is pretty good. Okay. So now I'm just gonna search for some background music.
Oh, the sniffles.
So I'm asking again, how you guys doing? Are you enjoying this? Do you think it's fun?
Are you enjoying my face?
had something else in mind. Okay, that is. There was this nice score on Spotify, or, well, technically instrumental album on Spotify that had these nice melodies and tracks, but I can't fucking remember what it is now.
Also, I don't have Spotify on my phone anymore.
And why?
You shall ask your mom.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, look here, another ad.
Mental asylum. Here we go.
Ah, I think we have found it. Alright, kids, are you ready for something spooky? Okay. We're gonna read The Plague Demon.
I shall never forget that hideous summer 16 years ago, when like a noxious afraid from the halls of Eblis, typhoid stalked leeringly through Arkham. It is by that satanic scourge most recalled the year. For
Truly terror.
brooded with bat wings over the piles of coffins in the tombs of Christchurch Cemetery. These sentences are really a mouthful, but whatever. Yet for me, there is a greater horror in that time, a horror known to me alone, now that Herbert West has disappeared. West and I were doing postgraduate work in summer classes at the medical school of Miskatonic University, and my friend had attained a wide notoriety because of his experiments leading toward the revivification of the dead. Words. Revivification of the dead. After the scientific slaughter of the uncounted small animals, the freakish work had ostensibly stopped by order of our skeptical dean, Dr. Alan Halsey. So West had continued to perform certain secret tests in his dingy boarding house room, and on one terrible and forgettable occasion, taking a human body from its grave in the potter's field to a deserted farmhouse beyond Meadow Hill.
I was with him on that odious occasion,
and saw him inject into the steel veins the elixir which he thought would to some extent restore life's chemical and physical processes. It had ended horribly, in a delirium of fear, which we gradually came to attribute to our own overthought. Nerves, and West had never afterward been able to shake off a maddening sensation of being haunted and hunted. The body had not been quite fresh enough. It is obvious to restore normal mental attributes a body must be very fresh indeed. And the burning of the old house had prevented us from burying the thing. It would have been better if we could have known it was underground. After the experience, West dropped his research for some time. But as the zeal of born scientist slowly returned, he again became importunate with the college faculty, pleading for the use of the dissecting room and of fresh human specimens for the work he regarded as so overwhelmingly important. Sniffle. Important. Overwhelmingly important. His pleas, however, were rarely in vain, for the decision of Dr. Halsey was inflexible, and the other professors all endorsed the verdict of their leader. In the radical theory of reanimation, they saw nothing but the immature vagaries of a youthful enthusiast, whose slight form, yellow hair... Oh yeah, in the original West was blonde. I mean, I always think of that when I read origin stories of H.P. Lovecraft, but weird. And that's how you know he's mad and evil. He's a fucking blonde. He's got that Zac Efron type of haircut. I'm not gonna say Justin Bieber because I don't wanna say his name. Anyway. Yellow hair, spectacular blue eyes, and soft voice. Yeah, okay, that's kind of the opposite of Jeffrey Combs' character, but yeah, sure. West, with a soft voice.
This is science! Do you believe in death, Dan?
Anyway. Spectacular blue eyes and soft voice gave no hint of the supernormal, almost diabolical power of the cold brain within. I can see him now as he was then, and I shiver. He grew sterner of face, but never elderly. And now Sefton Asylum has had the mishap and West has vanished. West clashed disagreeably with Dr. Halsey near the end of her last undergraduate term in a wordy dispute that did less credit to him than to the kindly dean in point of her courtesy. He felt he was being needlessly and irrationally retarded. Okay. Needlessly and irrationally retarded in a supremely great work, a work which he could of course conduct to suit himself in later years, but which he wished to begin while he still possessed of the exceptional facilities of the university. That the tradition-bound elder should ignore his similar results on animals. Okay, that's weird. the sentence ended there, and then it starts with that. Okay, whatever. How long is this even? Okay. I think I can make it through with my sniffles. They're building up inside me. Anyway, elders should ignore his singular results on animals and persist in their denial of the possibility of reanimation. Was inexpressibly disgusting and almost incomprehensible to a youth of West's logical temperament. Only greater maturity could help him understand the chronic mental limitations of the professor-doctor type. The product of generations of pathetic puritanism, kindly conscientious, and sometimes gentle and amiable, yet always narrow, intolerant, custom-ridden, and lacking in perspective. Age has more charity for these incomplete yet high-souled characters, whose worth real vice is timidity. Timidity? Nah, I guess. And who are ultimately punished by general ridicule of their intellectual sins like Ptolemism, Calvinism, anti-Darwinism, anti-Nietzsche, Nietzscheanism. I assume Nietzsche was a man of great letters. Nietzscheanism. You're gonna go and join the cult of Nietzscheanism now, and you're gonna call your religion Nietzscheanism, and you're gonna pray down to the power of Nietzscheanism. And every sort of sabbatarianism and sumptuary legislation. West, young despite his marvelous scientific acquirements, had scant patience with good Dr. Halsey and his erudite colleagues, and nursed an increasing resentment coupled with a desire to prove his theories to these obtuse worthies in some striking and dramatic fashion. Like most youth, he indulged in elaborate daydreams of revenge, triumph, and final magnanimous forgiveness. Okay. And then had come the scorch, grinning and lethal from the nightmare caverns of Tartarus. West and I had graduated about the time of its beginning, but had remained for additional work at the summer school, so we were in Arkham when it broke with full demoniac fury upon the town. Through not as yet licensed physicians, we now had our degrees, and were pressed frantically into public service as the numbers of the stricken grew. The situation was almost past management, and deaths ensued too frequently for the local undertakers fully to handle. Burials without embalming were made in rapid succession, and even the Christchurch Cemetery, receiving Tom was crammed with coffins of the unembalmed dead. The coffins of the unembalmed dead. This circumstance was not without effect on West, who thought often of the irony of the situation. So many fresh specimens, yet none for his persecuted researches. We were frightfully overworked, and the terrific mental and nervous strain made my friend brood morbidly. But West's gentle enemies were no less harassed with prostrating duties. College had all but closed, but every doctor of the medical faculty was helping to fight the typhoid. Typhoid? I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. Typhoid plague. Typhoid plague. Typhoid plague. That sounds funny.
The sniffles are increasing.
Dr. House in particular had distinguished himself in sacrificing service, applying his extreme skill with wholehearted energy to cases which many others shunned because of danger of apparent hopelessness. Before a month was over, the fearless Dean had become a popular hero. Though he seemed unconscious of his fame as he tried to keep from collapsing with physical fatigue and nervous exhaustion. West could not withhold admiration for the fortitude of his foe, but because of this was even more determined to prove to him the truth of his amazing doctrines. Taking advantage of the disorganization of both college work and municipal health regulations, he managed to get recently deceased body smuggled into the university dissecting room one night, and in my presence injected a new modification of his solution. The thing actually opened its eyes, but only stared at the ceiling with a look of soul-petrifying horror before collapsing into an inertness from which nothing could rouse it. Well said it was not fresh enough. It's not fresh enough.
Or was it? Sniffles.
The hot summer air does not favor corpses. The time we were almost caught before incinerating the thing, and West doubted the advisability of repeating his daring misuse of the college laboratory. The peak of the epidemic was reached in August. West and I were almost dead. Well, West and I were almost dead, and Dr. Horsey did die on the 14th. The students all attended the hasty funeral on the 15th and bought an impressive wreath. True, the latter was quite overshadowed by the tributes sent by wealthy Arkham citizens by the, there it is again, municipality itself. It was almost a public affair, for the dean had surely been a public benefactor after the entombment. We were somewhat depressed and spent the afternoon at the bar of the commercial house, where West, too shaken by the death of his chief opponent, cheered the rest of us with references to his notorious theories. Most of the students went home or to various duties as the evening advanced, but West persuaded me to aid him in making a night of it. West's landlady saw us arrive at his room about 2 in the morning, with a third man between us, and she told her husband we had evidently dined and wined rather well. Apparently this acidulous matron was right, for about 3 a.m. the whole house was aroused by... Are you okay there, soundtrack? You had a burp, I see. Or background music. Are you okay there, background music? Or whatever. Was aroused by cries. coming from West's room, where when they broke down the door, they found the two of us unconscious on the blood-stained carpet, beaten, scratched, and mauled, with the broken remnants of West's bottles and instruments around us. Only an open window told what had become of our assailant, and many wondered how he himself had fared after the terrific leap from the second story to the lawn which he must have made. There were some strange garments in the room, but West, upon regaining consciousness, said they did not belong to the stranger, but were specimens collected for bacteriological analysis in the course of investigations in the transmission of germ diseases. He ordered them burnt as soon as possible in the capacious fireplace. To the police we had both declared ignorance of our late companion's identity. He was, West nervously said, a congenial stranger whom we had met at some downtown bar of uncertain location. We had all been rather jovial, and West and I did not wish to have our pugnacious companion hunted down. That same night saw the beginning of the second Arkham horror, the horror that to me eclipsed the plague itself. Christchurch Cemetery was the scene of a terrible killing, a watchman having been clawed to death in a manner not only too hideous for description, but raising up doubt as to the human agency of the deed. The victim had been seen alive considerably after the midnight. The dawn revealed the unutterably thing. The manager of a circus at the neighboring town of Bolton was questioned, but he swore no beast had at any time escaped from its cage. Those who had found the body noticed a trail of blood leading to the receiving tomb. Or tomb. Tomb. Receiving tomb, where a small pool of red lay on the concrete just outside the gate. Pool of red lay on the pool of red lay. Where a small pool of red lay on the concrete just outside the gate. Outside the gate. Whew. Blue. Outside the gate. A faint trail led away towards the woods, but it soon gave out. The next night's devils danced on the roof of Arkham, and unnatural madness howled in the wind. It just stopped. I don't know why. The next night, the devils danced on the roof of Arkham, and unnatural madness howled in the wind. Through the fevered town had crept a curse, which some said was greater than the plague, and which some whispered was the embodied daemon soul of the plague itself. 8 houses were entered by a nameless thing, which threw the Red Death in its wake. In all, 17 maimed and shapeless remnants of bodies were left behind by the voiceless, sadistic monster that crept abroad. A few persons had half seen it in the dark, and said it was white and like a malformed ape or anthropomorphic fiend. It had not left behind quite all that it had attacked. Sometimes it had been hungry. The number it had killed was 14. 3 of the bodies had been in stricken homes and had not been alive. On the third night, frantic bands of searchers, led by the police, captured it in a house on Crane Street near the Miskatonic campus. On the third night, frantic bands of searchers led by the police captured it in a house on Crane Street near the Miskatonic campus. They had organized the quest with care, keeping in touch by means of voluntary telephone stations, and when someone in the Caliph district reported hearing a scratching at a shuttered window, the net was quickly spread. On account of the general alarm, the precautions, there were only 2 more victims, and the capture was effected without major casualties. The thing was finally stopped by a bullet, true, not a fatal one, and was rushed to the local hospital amidst universal excitement and loathing. For it had been a man. This much was clear despite the nauseous eyes, the voiceless simianism, and the demonic savagery. They dressed its wound and carried it to the asylum at Sefton, where it beat its head against the walls of a padded cell for 16 years, until the recent mishap, when it escaped under circumstances few like to mention. What had most disgusted the searchers of Arkham was the thing they noticed when the monster's face was cleaned. The mocking, unbelievably resemblance to a learned self-sacrificing martyr who had been entombed but 3 days before, the late Dr. Alan Halsey, public benefactor of the Dean of the Medical School of Miskatonic University. Okay, so this is the abomination of the Doctor, Alan Halsey, that you also see in the first reanimated movie. He's the one that is bashing his head against the wall, and then Dr. Carl Hill is there like, I have plans for you. Or, you know, something like that. To the vanished Herbert West, and to me the disgust and horror were supreme. I shudder tonight as I think of it, shudder even more than I did that morning, when West muttered through his bandages, damn it, it wasn't quite fresh enough. The Scream of the Dead is the next chapter. Well, that was a tale of Herbert West. And this has been me sitting here just enjoying myself. Give me the straw! And emptying this can of beer. Struggling with very retro terms and words in this fucking text. Actually, there was a word that I'm thinking of. I should look it up. What was that fucking word now again? Well, shite. I can't fucking remember it now, or find the word now again, but we could. Actually, fuck it. Let's look up Nietzscheanism. You gotta know what the Nietzscheanism is about. The theories and views proposed by the German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. Nietzsche?
Nietzscheanism.
Nietzscheanism.
Nietzscheanism. Nietzscheanism. Nietzscheanism.
Well, there you have it. Today's word, kids.
Nietzscheanism.
No, I can't fucking remember that word anymore. Or find it. Well, whatever the fuck. That has been Tales of Herbert West. And this has been me sitting here talking about
Nietzscheanism.
and drinking beer in the spirit of
Nietzscheanism.
Friedrich. Well, we did it. 1 hour and 8 seconds. I really gonna have to take care of my sniffles. I'm gonna blow my nose away. Exactly. So, you know, till I see you again, or make another bullshit update video. Or maybe it won't be all bullshit. Who knows? Until I see you next time, folks.
Nietzscheanism.
Exactly.